back to part 6. So yeah, this is the confused bears, and then this is the floating shaman. Okay, so the the contestants have to build the shelter or whatever. So Jake and Tom would bond like immediately, like they did in this venture camp, and then Topher and Blaney would also bond because they're both wannabe host people, whatever. And then Ellie would like Ella's vibe because Ella and Gabby are pretty similar. And yeah, so Ellie would like Ella, and Ella would be friends with Ellie. And then Dan would just kind of be like the lone loser that he is and deserves to be. And then Wayne and Tyler would bond. Cody would think that Ashley's hot. Ashley would just think of Cody like her little brother. Scary Girl would just be scary or whatever. And Axel and Sugar would have a rivalry. Rivalry, whatever. Anyway, I think that this team would work way much better than this team. So this Lemon Salmon go to elimination. And so, yeah. So I think that Sugar and Axel would try to convince everyone to vote the other, but yeah. So I think that I think that Blaney would try to take advantage of the other team, and try to get one of them off. So she would convince Cody to tell Ashley how he feels, but he's like stalkerish and a little loser like he is. So he would like make her uncomfortable. So then these four all vote Cody, and that little bitch is out. The greasy sussy pig relay. Yeah. So I think that Tyler and Wayne would be bonding. I think them and Ashley would also bond together, and then Scary Girl would just be scaring everyone and stuff. And Sugar and Axel would be fighting still, and then Tom and Jake would still be a couple. Well, not a couple. Sorry, they would still be having friendship, and I think that Tom Tom's spy thing, I think that he would be like going around spying everything, whatever. So yeah. So then Blaney and Topher would be hanging out and stuff, and yeah. And Ella and Ellie would be friends, and Ellie would start to form a crush on Ella, but Ella doesn't because she's like all like princessy and stuff and wants a prince or whatever. But anyway, so I think that the order Wayne would probably decide the order because he's like captainy or whatever. So yeah. So I think that he would probably choose Tyler to go first since they're friends, then Ashley, then probably Axel, then Scary Girl, then Sugar, and then I think Blaney would choose the order. She would probably say Tom first, then Ellie, then Jake, and then Ella and Dan go together, and then Topher would finish it off. So yeah, so I think yeah. So Topher would keep trying to impress Chris and stuff. Well, not impress him, trying to impress the producers so they would let him be the host. So his team loses, and yeah. So everyone besides Blaney and Topher want to get them out, want to get Topher out. So they try to convince Dan that these four are more of a group than him, and they're leaving him out. So yeah, so he decides to vote with them, and they vote Ella, but that's not enough votes, so Topher is out. So the balloon pop So yeah. So Jake and Tom would Jake would be talking to Tom, then Tom would leave, and yeah, and Jake would call say that he's been trying to create a bond with Tom, but he keeps on leaving, and then Ellie would have a crush on Ella, and Ella would probably say that she has a crush on Dan, and then Ellie is sad and stuff, and now she doesn't like Dan, and Blaney would make an alliance with Dan. Then the floating salmon. So yeah, these three would still be bonding, and Axel and Sugar would have their fights, and then Scary Girl would just be Scary Girl. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I think that Tom and Jake would be um together, and then Tom would sneak off, and yeah, and Jake would get kind of pussy baby whatever, and then yeah, he would like start whining and stuff, and then Tom would go spy and stuff, and like find out, like he would see something in the bushes and then grab it and put it in his pocket, and Ellie would be talking to Ella, and Ella would be talking about how great Dan is, and then Ella would be visibly annoyed, and then Ella would ask Ellie what's wrong, and Ellie would say, "Oh, nothing." And then Blaney and Dan would go together, and then Sugar and Axel would be fighting, um, which causes Tom to hear them while he's spying and stuff. So he throws two balloons at them, and causes them to be out. And then Axel says, "This is all your fault." And then Sugar said, "No, honey bun, this is all your fault." And then Scary Girl would be throwing balloons at everyone. And then, yeah. And then Wayne, Ashley, and Tyler would be walking. And then Tyler leaves for a second to, like, go to the bathroom or whatever. And then, yeah. And then Wayne would be talking to Ashley and stuff. And, yeah. And then Tyler would get out because Scary Girl would hit him on purpose. And then, yeah. I think that this team would lose. So, yeah. So, Axel and Sugar would be telling everyone to vote one of the other. And then, Tyler tells them to vote out Scary Girl. And then Scary Girl's pissed off. So, she, yeah. So, she votes. So yeah, so Sugar convinces Scary Girl to vote Axel with her, but Axel steals Ashley's hat, Wayne's something, and then Tyler's like headband or something. And then it convinces them that Sugar stole it, so they vote Sugar out for being a thief, but she's not. So then the dare secret. So yeah. So Ashley's would be admitting. Okay. So let's just go. Every other one is a dare. Yeah. So one's a dare, then not a dare, then dare. Okay. Whatever. You get it. Okay. So yeah. So then Ashley gets dare, and her dare is to kiss Wayne, which she doesn't do. Then Wayne's is to admit that who he has a crush on, he doesn't admit. Tyler's is like, to like fight a bear or something. He fails. Wait, no, yeah, he fails. Then, Axel's is to admit that she was lying about something, and she doesn't say what she lied about. Scary Girl would to be like fight a moose. She would kill the moose, and everyone would be scared of Scary Girl. So then Jake's would to be would to kiss Tom. He doesn't do it. Then Tom's would be to admit that he's a spy, which he does not admit. Then Ellie's is to admit. Wait, no, Ellie's is to I don't know what it'd be. Ellie's is to like kiss kiss a fish or something, which she does not. What she does and succeeds. Ella is to admit that she has a crush on Dan, which she admits. Wait, yeah, okay. And then Blaney's is to like punch a shark, which she does, and yeah. And then Dan's is to admit that he has a crush on Blaney, and he admits. So yeah. So then this team wins again, and then the floating salmon go to elimination. So then, yeah. So then Ashley, Wayne, and Tyler would be talking about voting out Scary Girl because she is scary and she killed a moose. And then yeah. So then Axel is hunting for her team. She's like killing fish and stuff. And then Wayne asks her for love advice, even though Axel doesn't know anything about it. So she gives him bad advice and tells him to be rugged and stuff. And yeah. So then he goes to Ashley, and then he rubs mud all over his face. And then Ashley is laughing because she thinks it's funny. And then Tyler is kind of getting jealous and feels left out. Then Jake would try to be talking to Tom, and Tom would be gone. And yeah, so then he approaches Ellie, who is sad, and yeah. And then Ellie opens up about having a crush on Ella, and then Jake tells her to just be herself, and yeah, or whatever. And then Ella would be sad that Dan rejected her, and then Ellie would comfort her. Blaney would be taking advantage of Dan's crush on her. So, okay. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, the first one would be Ashley. Oh, my flipping Grishko. Okay, so, Jake versus Ashley. Ashley would obviously win because Jake would be off his game because Tom's gone. And then it would be. And then Ellie versus Wayne. Ellie would win. Because Wayne's not very smart. And then I think that Ella would probably win because how elegant she is. So yeah. And then Axel is obviously going to win. And then yeah. So then the next match. So let's just mix them all up. Okay. So Dan versus Wayne. Wayne would win. Axel would win. Ashley would win. And then Tyler would win. So then, yeah. So then Tom comes back and from spying and stuff, and Jake says that he doesn't care about him and stuff, and then Tom's like, oh shit, I messed up. So yeah, so everyone votes Jake for losing the challenge for them, and then Tom kisses Jake and says sorry, and then they become a couple. So then the monkey challenge. So Tom would be sad Jake is gone, but now he's focusing more on his spy thing. And then Ellie and Ella have their friendship back and stuff. And Ellie's happy that, yeah. So, Blaney and Dan are still working together. And Dan still likes Blaney, and Blaney is like being all like flirty and stuff, and like shaking her boobs at him and stuff, and yeah. So then Ashley, Wayne, and Tyler are still working together, and Axel's all alone. But Wayne and Ashley are kind of leaving Tyler out, and Tyler is like, oh fuck, and yeah, whatever. So then, So then in the challenge, I think that this team just works more better. Um, yeah, and also I think that Axel would just like convince the monkey to give her the coin and stuff. Yeah, because she's like rough and tough and yeah, whatever. So then the confused bears lose, and Blaney kisses Dan when no one's looking and makes it look like Dan kissed her without her consent. So then everyone gets mad at Dan, and everyone besides Dan votes Dan. So yeah. So then the cave challenge. So yeah, Tom is sad. Ellie talks to him and stuff, and then Ellie has an extreme crush on Ella, and Ella's, yeah, whatever. But Langley is working alone now, but she likes it like that. So, yeah. And then, so this one was no elimination, but yeah. So I think that, Chris would say, like he did in the original, like break up Scarlett and Max and Dave and Sky. So I think that he would break up Ellie and Ella. He would say, "We campers, we gotta break up some of the romances." So yeah, he would send Ashley to this team and Ellie to this team, and yeah. And Ella would say that her and Ellie are in a romantic relationship, and Ellie would like get all red and stuff, and whatever. So then the baby challenge. So yeah. So then, Tom would be more focused on his spy now that Jake's gone. Ashley would talk to Ella, and they would bond and stuff, and yeah. But Blaney would rope her into an alliance, and also Ella, so that if they lose, they vote out Tom. And then Axel, so Wayne and Tyler are bonding again, but Wayne is still sad that Ashley's gone on the other team. But Tyler's like, man, you don't need girls, you only need me. And yeah, so then Axel and Ellie are kind of bonding, not really, because Axel's kind of a B-word. But yeah, so then this team would probably lose. Oh yeah. So Chris like brings the babies and stuff, and Tom is like, what the Sigma? So then he takes a picture of it and uploads it to the intranet and stuff, and like gives it to his spy boss or whatever. So yeah, the girls wrote out Tom, and Tom gives Ella something, and with a note, and tells her not to tell anyone about it. So then the merge. So yeah. So, hide and seek. So I think that, so Axel would probably be a good one for it. So yeah, she'd probably win. And yeah, so she would win immunity, and yeah, and her and Blaney would team up, and Blaney would be the last standing, because her and Axel make a pact that Axel won't find her. And so yeah, in the woods, Ellie thinks that they're gonna die because of the food poisoning and stuff, so she confesses her feelings to Ella, and Ella says, oh, and whatever. So then, yeah. So then, and Axel both have immunity. So yeah. So Ellie would be embarrassed of what she said to Ella, and Ella would confront Ellie and say that she kind of has feelings, but she just pushed them down. And then they kiss or whatever. And then Blanley sees it and then tells the trio of Wayne, Tyler, and Ashley about it. And so, yeah. So then they vote Ellie, since she's more athletic than Ella, and then they kiss, and Ella says she feels like it's all her fault, and then Ellie says it's okay, and she had fun. And then Scarlet Fever, so yeah. So, for this one, Chris, calls back Scarlet, and, yeah. She calls back Scarlet, and, yeah. So, to help with the challenge, but then Scarlet takes over the island and reveals that the island was technology and stuff. Because, yeah. And then, so everyone pairs up to stop her. And so, Ashley is forced to pair up with Ella because Tyler just takes Wayne away. And yeah. And then Wayne says that Tyler has been acting weird. And then Tyler says that he just misses Wayne. And then they hug or whatever. And then, so yeah. I think that then all of them would team up. But Blaney would push everyone besides her and Axel into a closet or something. And then they stop Scarlet by themselves. And then win immunity again. So yeah. So obviously, they would vote Ella, but Ella goes to the others, and yeah, and then Tyler, then Tyler goes to them and asks them to vote Ashley, because yeah, she stole Wayne from him. But anyway, Wayne would be sad and confused on how Ashley got booted if Tyler and Wayne didn't vote her. And then Tyler would say, yeah, it's a real mystery. But whatever, the Breakback Mountain. So Blanley and Axel would be working together. Ella would just be working by herself. And then these two would bring her into their group. And so, yeah. So I think that Tyler and Wayne would make it first. Because Blanley and Axel are slowing down Ella on purpose. And then they push her off the mountain. And, yeah, even if she didn't get last place, she would get medically evacuated. So, yeah. So then the final 4 challenges. So Tyler's challenge would probably be like to do a handstand for as long as you can. So Tyler would win. I think that Tyler would get the 4 points. Wayne would get 3. Wait, no, Axel would get 3. Wayne would get 2, and then Blanley would get 0. So yeah, and then the next challenge, hers would be to shoot like zombies, which would be like zombie stuffed animal things or whatever, and yeah, so you would have to shoot as much as you can. But yeah, so Axel would get 3, would get 4 on top of her 3, so she would have 7. Tyler, Wayne would get next, so he would get 5, and then Tyler would have 5 also, and then Blanley would have 0. And then Wayne's challenge hockey, he obviously wins. Tyler's second, Axel's third, and yeah. So Blanley does hers, which is like to host a reality TV show, and yeah. So she gets the 4 points, and yeah. I think that Axel would be second. Wait, no. Wayne would be second, then Tyler, and then, yeah. So Blanley would have 4 points, and she would be auto-eliminated for being sucky. But then the finale. So, yeah. So Wayne and Tyler would be working together, and, yeah. So the helpers would be I chose them with a random number generator. So Wayne's would be Topher's, Tyler's would be Ashley's, and then Axel's would be Cody's. So yeah, so Wayne and Topher would work pretty great, and Tyler would apologize to Ashley for voting her, and she would say no sweat, she would do the same. And then Cody is being a little pervert and like flirting with Axel and like staring at her ass. And yeah, and Axel would beat the shit out of Cody, and it would cause him to to be out of the running. So yeah, I think that Axel would look great on her own, and yeah. So I think that Chris would like auto eliminate her, and yeah. So then the the yeah. So then Tyler versus Wayne. It really doesn't matter who wins, but I'm just gonna say Tyler since he's been more of a main character than Wayne, but it could be either one. So yeah. So it would be Redonkulous Race next, but I don't really know how I would do that. So yeah, it's either going to be like a different season like that I make up, or um yeah, or just I'm just gonna skip it altogether and do reboot next. But you guys will see in the next part. Forgot like a really important part. So yeah. So when Tom gave that to Ella, it was revealed that it was a camera, and Ella has been taking videos and pictures of all the weird things behind the scenes. And then Chris is arrested, and then yeah, and then and then there's a post-credit scene where a random woman appears, but you can't see her. But anyway, sorry, forgot to mention that.